You know that feeling, right? You're driving through the middle of nowhere, your favorite song is playing, and poof, signal's gone. It's got to be one of the most universal frustrations of modern life. But what if one company could just end dead zones forever? Well, it seems like the stock market is starting to think so, and that's exactly what we're going to dig into in this explainer.
So check this out. On a random Monday, a company called AST SpaceMobile saw its stock just leap. We're talking a jump of almost 9%.
In a single day. Now, a jump like that, it doesn't just happen out of nowhere. No way. It's like a signal flare shooting up, telling the entire market, hey, pay attention, something big is going down. So you gotta ask, right? Why did this one satellite company's stock suddenly blast off? What was the rocket fuel behind this move? Okay, so the short answer is pretty straightforward. Their newest key satellite, the BlueBird 7, just landed in Florida. It's there, it's ready for its launch campaign, and yeah, that's the news that moved the needle that day. But listen, to really get why that one event caused such a stir, you have to zoom out and look at the much bigger, much more ambitious story they're telling.
So, let's get into their mission, which is all about ending those dreaded dead zones for good.
Yeah, it all starts with a problem we all know way too well. I mean, you've been there. Hiking a beautiful trail, driving between cities, maybe you're just in the basement of some building and nothing. No bars. That little no service message pops up. These dead zones are the bane of our connected lives. But what if? What if they just didn't have to exist? And this is where their core idea comes in. It's called satellite to smartphone technology. Now, when you hear satellite phone, you probably picture those big, clunky devices from old spy movies, right? Well, forget all that. The real magic here, the breakthrough, is that this is designed to work with the exact same phone that's in your pocket right now. No special gear. It connects you directly to a satellite in orbit, completely bypassing the need for cell towers.
So what's the end game? Well, the goal is huge. Connect any standard 4G or 5G phone literally anywhere on the planet. I mean, think about it. Making a crystal clear video call from a remote mountaintop, streaming your favorite show from a boat in the middle of the ocean. That's the kind of world they're aiming to create.
And you can hear the ambition when the CEO, Abel Evelyn, talks about it. He said, this launch validates years of U.S. innovation and American manufacturing. So for him, it's not just a business win, it's a point of national pride.
Okay, so that's the big dream. But how are they actually planning to connect our phones from space? Let's look at the plan.
All right, first, a quick bit of Space 101. We need to talk about something called low Earth orbit, or LEO. Think of it as a superhighway for satellites, just a few hundred miles up. Putting them there is absolutely key because it means the signal has a much shorter trip to make. That cuts down on lag, which is crucial if you want to have a normal phone call or browse the internet without wanting to throw your phone across the room. So here's the path to getting that global coverage. Step 1 is launching these upgraded BlueBird satellites. But, and this is the important part, it's not about just 1 or 2 launches. The whole strategy hinges on step 2, creating a repeatable cadence. They want to be launching satellites every 1 to 2 months, almost like an assembly line for space. The end goal, step 3, is to get a full constellation of 45 to 60 of these things in orbit by the end of 2026. If they can pull that off, that's when you get to step 4, seamless global service.
Now, an idea this huge is obviously going to attract a lot of attention and a lot of money. But this is where the story gets really interesting. Because when you ask, who is buying the hype, well, you get 2 very different answers.
If you dig into the recent SEC filings, the official paperwork, you see something fascinating. A bunch of investment management firms, we're talking the big money here, have been buying up shares. And here's a look at some of those big money bets. You've got firms like Exchange Traded Concepts opening up a brand new stake worth almost $5 million. Others are buying in too. But the one that really jumps out is Miracle Mile Advisors. Look at that. They increased their stake by over 140%. They didn't just add a little bit, they more than doubled their bet on this company. That is a huge vote of confidence.
But here's the wild part. This is a real tale of 2 valuations. On one side, you have these big institutional firms buying in at around $49 a share, betting on huge future growth. But on the other side, you've got Wall Street analysts, and their official take is kind of meh. They've rated the stock a hold, with an average price target of just under $46. So you have 2 groups of very smart people looking at the exact same data and coming to completely opposite conclusions. It's fascinating.
And this chart really just puts that disagreement in stark relief. Look at this. The analyst target price is way down here at $45.66, but the recent stock price, it's been trading way up near $95. That's not just a little gap, that is a massive chasm of opinion. This is the market arguing with itself in real time about what this company's future looks like.
And we have to remember, this isn't happening in a vacuum. This is a high-stakes space race with some seriously heavy hitters.
Yeah, make no mistake about it, AST SpaceMobile has company. And it's not just any company. They're going up against absolute giants. You've got SpaceX and their Starlink system. You've got Amazon's Project Cooper. You've got Link Global. The race to connect the planet from space is getting incredibly crowded, and the competition is fierce.
And with that competition comes some massive inherent risks. First, the stock is unbelievably volatile. Its price has swung from about $17 to over $100 in the last year. Then you've got the simple fact that space is hard. Launch delays happen all the time. And financially, the company is burning through cash, reporting quarterly losses as it builds out its network. At the end of the day, it all boils down to one word: execution. Can they actually go from these exciting demos to a rapid, reliable launch schedule? That's the billion-dollar question.
So that leaves us with the ultimate question. When you've got giants like SpaceX in the race, and when a single launch can succeed or fail in a flash, is what we're seeing a truly revolutionary leap forward, or is it just a high-risk, high-reward gamble? Honestly, no one knows for sure just yet, and that uncertainty is exactly what the market is trying to solve right now.